Booger lips. He was definitely a booger lips. Had a lot of boogers on him.
He did. He did. But, it's good. We finally got an Ernest movie out of the way.
We did it. It's there. It's on record.
It is on record. All right.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I
I
gotta
went
watch
through all
the
the
Crocs
other.
one.
I went through a lot of the other footage from earlier. So got some shit set up for later, which will be good. Dun, dun, dun. Let's get here. There we go. That's what I need. That's what I need.
Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.
All right, we ready for the Soto now that I got all this kind of situated? All right.
Yeah, let's fucking rock and roll, brother.
Exactly. Get this started.
What is this?
I don't know. It's in the PlayStation Share Factory, so I'm like, you know what? I will make a quick intro for this shit. Because why the fuck
Wow.
not? We are here with picks, parlays, and pizza.
Wow.
Week 7.
Wow. That was so cool.
Just quick and to the point, I mean, Share
I love
Factory has
it.
so much. I love it. I've barely scratched the surface in some of the shit we could do, which is kind of tough. So, oh my god,
Look at
yeah,
us in our show.
week 7.
7 weeks of this.
7. Well, you know
Dude,
what?
we're
I don't know
halfway
how
there,
long.
right? Almost?
Well, technically, there's 18 weeks because 17 games. And
Oh my god, who decided that?
well, we can quit at any time, but I think it's just
No,
because
we
the
won't.
joke.
We
I'm like,
can't.
we've
We got to
kind of
do a
just put our
whole
foot in the
season.
door. Barely anyone watches. Barely anyone joins. I'm like, but we are going to go. We are going to hit a parlay, which we are going to talk about later. First, fantasy wise, it's funny because you were so happy to get back up to 500, and yet I
Oh,
was
so
so
happy.
sad to get down to 500 because I was at 3-1. I had 2 tough weeks, but it happened. So fantasy wise, we're both 3-3. I mean, we're still middle of the pack. It's still early, so that's good. But before we get into all that, Soto, we always joke about what pizza, we're gonna eat, shit like that,
Oh yeah.
and it's funny because my wife Jill, she brought home a snack like a week ago. So I did not have any pizza recently, but I had the snack that actually was pizza flavored. So I'm going to talk about
Ooh.
it real quick and share with you. I
Ooh.
love the Gardetto's mix. I don't know if you're a big fan of
Oh,
Gardetto's. I
I
love the
like
shit.
Gardettos. I like I call them dog snacks, but they're actually like rye chips.
I love the right grips. They're
Um,
my favorite part.
I I love them, but they just chipped my fucking tooth on the side of the
Oh,
bottom side or whatever. Because you know what I'm talking about. They're kind of whatever. But I could eat the shit out of those things. And I think the Gardettos only come with like the rye chips. I fucking love
same.
that shit.
Same.
Love
This
it.
is actually a mix that I love, and I got it at a snack a few times at CVS. But she shot out the guy. She just brought it home, and I'm like, you know what? I haven't had pizza this week. I'm like, jokingly, I'm like, but this is a pizza flavor, so let's just talk about it. But yes, if you ever get a chance, I mean, it's typical, pizza seasoning. But like you, I love Gardettos. I always, it's a
Oh,
good snack.
dude,
I
this is like my
haven't had it in a
go-to
while.
convenience
But yeah,
store shit,
I just
man.
wanted to share that with you. That was kind of my pizza intake for the week. Was this right here?
Well,
Um,
you know what? I have to tell you. So Saturday, I told you I was at my parents' house,
yep.
and I was up there, and I went to Nashua, went to DW Highway, treated myself to some orange chicken from Panda Express. Apparently,
Ooh.
Panda Express has its own freestanding store now on DW Highway.
Does it?
It's right across from Best Buy. And it's just a freestanding Panda Express. Like it's its own store. It's only Panda Express. I walked in. I ordered a large orange chicken. I came home. I watched the newest episode of Dragon Ball, and let me tell you, that fucking orange chicken tastes just like the orange chicken I had when I was a kid. It tastes just like it. I know I've mentioned that as like my last meal, dude. That shit was awesome. But let me tell you, the diarrhea the next day, fierce, but worth it. but worth it
You're like,
100%.
I
So
got
no
my
pizza
own
for me.
chicken.
Yeah, no
Oh,
pizza for me. I think I may have had a fucking Red Baron, but I literally have a Red Baron every week, so I don't even think about it as being like, oh, when's the last time I had pizza? I have a Red Baron every week. It's kind of like me and Sarah's like we don't know what to make, so I don't
throwing
feel
the
like
pizza kind of
cooking.
thing.
Throw in a Red Baron, and then we do 700 calories for half a pizza, lots of sodium, lots of carbs, but it gets the job done. But it's been a while since I've had garlic breath. I've had garlic breath obviously in the first couple weeks that we were doing this. But garlic breath pizza is just way too popular in Andover, and it's like impossible. Sometimes they shut down at like 6:30, 7 o'clock at night because they've run out of pizza dough. They're
Damn.
that popular. It's a good fucking pizza place, and they don't deliver. And their parking lot is a fucking landing strip for like a toy car. So if you order a pizza there, it's like there's no parking. You have to park in fucking East Bumfuck and then walk there. And it's fantastic. And my favorite part about garlic breath pizza is I walk to the main like dining room. I look to the right and I immediately see a picture of Michelangelo eating a piece of fucking pizza. And I'm like, I know I'm in the right place. This is
I
fucking
belong here.
like this is just the universe being like this is the right choice.
Yeah. Yeah. Last week we did Christopher's, and I love that salad. It's really good.
I
But
like Chris. If you
yeah.
come down here in Lawrence, I will definitely take you to Garlic Breath and be like, you got to try
We
this
we have
shit.
so many places we got to eat. We've been talking
I
about,
know.
and we've only met up once this year. So if we're gonna do it, we gotta do it before the weather hits. Cause
It's got to be an event like for this channel. It'd be like, oh my god,
well,
the one time a
it's the
year we meet up,
Louis. That's where it all kind of started. But we're getting sidetracked.
like a
So
special live TikTok. It's be like,
if
we're
we could do it,
live
if
at
we could
Louie
do it,
Louie.
we're the best Italian place in Nashua, New Hampshire.
Mm,
What? But yeah, so
that's straight cap, bro.
as we've done every week, we made some silly parlays. We didn't hit any of the funny parlays, but Soto,
No, we don't.
we came very close to hitting our
I
pick
know.
parlay.
I
And I will be
know.
honest, the reason is just my hatred for the Packers. And Arizona was playing well. Let's be honest. I mean, yes, to me, I felt maybe a coin flip. Maybe I should have believed more in Jordan Love and his return from injury. Blah blah blah.
You should. You
I should
should.
have, and we would
You
have gone
should.
6-0. But Soto, you'd go in 3-0 on your picks. I still went 2-1. So we had a good week. If that was the one pick. So if we look, I mean, you gained a game.
I'm
You
looking
know,
good,
you're
dude.
14 and
I'm
8
looking
on the
real
season.
good.
I'm 11-11. I'm now worked my way back up to 500 after that atrocious
I
week
don't
2 and
even
3.
know anything about football, man. Look at that fucking record. I don't even know shit
Yeah, no,
about this fucking football. This is like the first NFL season I've seen since Tom Brady left the Patriots, and I am rocking this shit.
you are. So far you are. So let's see, hopefully, but this is your first perfect week for either one of us. I know we only look at the 1 p.m. games because it's just easier. I don't want us to pick like 11, 12, and maybe next year we'll do that as a joke and just we'll pick all 12 games and go against each other. But we're trying to keep it simple, have it a
God.
little bit fun. So, but yeah, you know what? You have a kind of a 3-game lead. We both got 3 games again this week because there's technically 7 1 o'clock games, so one I had to omit, which we'll still talk about. But yeah, so look at that. You are currently I mean, you were still in the lead, but you gained another game, so a 3-game lead. So, you're right. We don't
Well,
know anything. We
it's
don't pretend to know anything, but this is where we're at
it's
so
getting
far.
easier though because it's like the more you get into it, the more you can kind of like, the more data you have, right? So the
Yeah.
more kind of like you're seeing teams like the very beginning of the season, we thought the Saints were fucking world leaders, right? First
Yeah,
couple
because
weeks.
they killed
Um,
what Panthers in Dallas. So,
yeah, Dallas sucks ass. That's an unserious team. But now you look in the Saints, and I mean their coach might be fired for good reason.
and yeah, we don't pick with the lines. That confuses Soda a little bit, but that's a
Yeah,
story for another.
I don't
Uh,
even know what that
I grew
means.
up on lines. I used to do. I used to have a pool at his work, and everyone would throw in $2, and you pick all the games of the week, and you pick it with
Wow,
lines. So I understood what it was, and actually one
that's
time I
math.
remember I won money for him. I mean, obviously he kept it because he paid for my fee, and I understood. I'm like, but if I win a second week, I get the payday, and he agreed. It never happened because there was a lot of people. If you got like 50 people at work, yeah, $2, it's $100 pool, but you have to be like the top guy. So either way, so I grew up knowing sports lines, and it's hard. And maybe next year we'll figure out, but we're gonna stick to what we know, keep it simple. And yeah, we don't have a pre-planned parlay. I am gonna ask you some over/under questions live when we get there, and it's gonna be based on some
Over
games. It'll be
under.
real
Oh,
simple.
jeez.
Yeah, no, just kind of go with your gut. This is gonna be the gut Soto check when we get to it.
Oh
Um,
God, no.
because technically we are down $23 for the year. Yes, a whole whopping $23. But
I guess I'll be paying for Louis Louis in that situation.
let's see what happens. But
I
let's
put
take a look
$30 down.
before. Yeah, so there's a lot of games to talk about. We actually have a game that happened yesterday, which we're going to get to, and I
Oh
believe
God.
yeah. Speaking of the Saints,
Yeah. The
Denver
Aints.
whopped the Saints,
Yeah.
33-10. And yeah, I mean, obviously Derek Carr has been injured, so that's going to be, I mean, they weren't doing good even before the injury, but this did not help. Denver's defense has looked good because even Bo Nix, he's maintained, but he's not lighting it up like some of the other rookie quarterbacks have.
He ain't no Drake May.
No, and so I am going to say something right now, and I thought about this earlier today, and this is my statement. This is maybe my hot take.
Ooh,
In
hot take.
about yeah, in about 10 years' time, I'm going to say that what all said and done, this class of QBs that came out of this draft is going to be the most talked about class in a very long time. I think there is a lot. I think Caleb Williams and what he's doing in Chicago, he's going to only get better. Jaden Daniels, obviously,
Oh yeah.
he
Oh
beyond
yeah.
expectations is going to Washington.
Yeah.
Even if you look at Bo Nix in Denver, uh, and who am I missing? And even Drake May, because I think Drake May,
Number
yes,
three.
he doesn't have a lot around him, but I think he's going to make players out of that. And we don't even know about Michael Phoenix. And
He had 3 touchdowns in his fucking debut.
yeah,
He had two interceptions,
he
but
did. But
he
that's what
fucking threw a dime that was like when I saw him hit. I think it was Booty. When I saw him hit Booty on that pass in motion, man, he was in stride and hit him, and I immediately. It's like when you know, right? And you've
mm,
watched enough sports, or you know exactly what that means. You know when you're watching a quality like athlete, and when that throw hit, I was like, that is a big boy fucking throw. That is a big boy throw. I never saw that shit with Mac Jones. I never was like, okay, Mac Jones is whatever. I thought he was, kind of overachieving. But when I saw Drake May throw that pass down the sidelines and hit fucking Booty in stride for that touchdown, I was like, whoa,
but I'm going to guarantee you,
whoa,
like I said, this is my hot take
with
and
no
whatever.
effort either.
Yeah,
Like, because Brady used to have to Brady would get back there and he would have to wind up to throw a deep ball. That was like Tom Brady.
yeah.
But May just flicked it and it was there. It was amazing.
And it's not just him. If you're looking at Daniels and even Williams, their deep ball
Oh
accuracy is
yeah.
so.
Oh my
And that's what I'm
God.
saying. In 5 to 10 years, they're gonna look back at this QB class, and maybe the best class of the 2000s. And I don't have that much history of the 90s. I know there's a couple good classes. They always talk about the Marino Elway, but I'm just saying I think we're seeing at least four next level stars, because if you look at some of the
Yeah.
classes, last year, what Bryce Young, I don't remember everyone. You said Mac Jones, Justin Fields now in Pittsburgh's game faded out. We don't even know what happened to Trey Lance, Zach Wilson. Trevor Lawrence is the only one still with the starting job, barely, and that's just because he got paid. Um, sorry, as long as you can take. But yeah, I honestly think this year's class of QBs is going to be considered the best of the 2000s. People are going to talk about this class, just how good they are, and it's good for the league.
Hmm.
When you have this many, it's not just one player. When you have this many, start. And again, I know we're only on a 6 week sample, and anything can happen. Any of these people can choke. But I feel that seeing what they've done, and especially the teams they're on and they're doing it with, yeah, this might go down as one of the best class in the 2000s so far. But
Well,
that's just my
Caleb
hot take.
Williams has done a great job turning it around. We thought he was going to be trash at the beginning.
Well,
The
they
first couple
faced
weeks we can go
Houston, and
back to
yeah,
it, but
that was a
yeah.
second game, and I'm like, he's a rookie, and it's against
Drake
Houston,
May
who,
just faced Houston and threw 3 touchdowns against them. Like
yeah,
that's
and lost by
insane.
20. Bears only lost by 6. That's what I'm saying.
True.
Bears are still in that game against Houston. They had the ball at the end. They could have
I
actually
mean,
won
that
it.
division is the best division in football.
It
Everybody
is,
in that
which is
division is
funny
like
to
one of the best
say.
teams.
Which is, uh,
The
but either
North
way,
division.
but that's my point. Caleb Williams improved every week. Yeah, he took a beating against Houston, but he stayed in the pocket. Obviously I watch him a lot more than other people. That's what I'm just like, as long as he improves every game, and I think we're going to see that from Drake May as well. I think you're going to see him improve,
Yeah.
and that's why as Pats fans you want. It's sad that it took 6 weeks, but again, it's a small sample size. But I'm just telling you, this class of QBs is going to be the best class of QBs. We're going to be talking about this
All
for years
right.
to come.
Write it
But
down.
anyhow, all right. So now let's go on to some of the other games that are happening. Before we get to our Sunday 1 o'clock games, we do have another London game. Speaking about our Patriots, or I should say your Patriots, the 1-5
Yeah.
Pats at technically the 1-5 Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't know if Stevenson will be back. Obviously, Brissett is the
He made
season
the
leader,
trip.
but
He
did
made
he
the
make the
trip.
trip? I wasn't sure. So hopefully,
He made the trip to London.
obviously Drake May is still starting. What are your thoughts on this game? Because technically right now these are two pretty horrible teams.
They are, but I'm gonna have to give the edge a little bit to the Pats because I just think that this is coming into a perfect time for Drake May. Drake May just saw the Texans, so now he's gonna go see the Jaguars. So I can't imagine that, I can't imagine Jaguars defense gonna give him more problems.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't perfect in the last game. Don't get me wrong. That offensive line is terrible, but he definitely. This is going to be a few steps down for him, and I can imagine that he's going to light it up a little bit. The Patriots' defense is very suspect. They gave up 40 to the Texans.
But again,
So
that's the
the
Texans.
defense. That's the Texans.
They
The
are a
defense
good team.
sucks. But I think that Drake May is going to back up his. I saw a lot of good things in Drake May, and I could be wrong. I know it's London. I know we talk about how it's different. But Drake May, he's got an arm. He's got a big time arm, and he can run, which is I didn't even know that
Oh
until I
yeah.
watched him. He's mobile quarterback. He has a big time arm. I think he's going to keep them in the game, and I think that if anything, they can edge this Jaguars team out. This is the team that beat the Bengals. That's their one win.
Mm-hmm.
And they made the Bengals look pretty fucking pedestrian. All the Bengals are pretty pedestrian.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and say that the Patriots are going to eke out this game.
My only concern, and I am actually with you, I feel this is a perfect win for Drake May. I think the New England defense can handle a Jacksonville offense. My only concern, and we talk about the travels overseas, is the fact that Jacksonville has already been there a week because they faced Chicago in London the week before. They never left. So they are more adjusted right now. I know they've done this trip. So if the Pats can hopefully adjust to the time zone and everything like that, because it does matter. We've seen some shit games on these overseas games, but
Oh yeah,
that aside, I feel is going to be a lot closer. We're going to see Drake May probably run a little bit more. Hopefully, I think there's a little bit issue with his foot, but he is going to play. Um, but yeah, no, Jacksonville. I don't know what happened to them the last 2 years. Like somehow they made that playoffs. They had that playoff, and then they just got worse to worse every year. I'm like,
hmm
ooh, and they just signed Trevor Lawrence to this huge deal. I mean, he's having a okay year, but he's not having the year to get them
okay.
to the playoffs. I mean, I'm just saying okay.
No,
If you look at the numbers, I'm like that's for a third of the way through. That's okay. I'm like but he
that's
just
okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
you know.
it's okay.
But I'm
Eight
with you.
touchdowns, three interceptions. Yeah.
I think the Pats, Drake May's gonna go off. And booty booty booty. I was actually with Brian
Booty.
watching that game, and I'm like, is his name Booty? Like I didn't know the Pats player is. We
It
couldn't say it.
is.
I don't remember what movie they're like
That
booty
pass
booty booty.
was that
It was
pass was
sick.
just textbook. It was amazing. It was great. It was in stride, and that's a big boy play. That's an NFL play. So, and for his first NFL game against a Texans team that was that tough,
Mm,
again, wasn't perfect by any stretch of imagination, but he showed glimmers of what he can be. So, we'll see if the mental part of it goes to it too.
yeah. All right. So now the next game that we're going to talk about, we are going to get into our 1 o'clock games, and this is actually one of yours. We're looking at Seattle at Atlanta.
Oh yeah,
Um, what are your thoughts,
man, oh
and who'd you
man.
pick to win this?
I am hoping for this to be a fucking fantasy shootout, man. Because I got fucking Mooney. I
I
got
got Walker.
fucking, like, you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
I just know that this is going to be one of those. The Seahawks have been involved in shootouts with the last, like, couple of weeks.
Hmm.
High scoring games, super high fantasy. But I'm giving the edge to the Falcons. They're at home. I think the Falcons have been on a roll. They started off the season slow, but they've been like everybody on their fantasy team has started eating. And Bijan had a really good game last week, probably his best game of the season if I had to guess. With Drake London and Mooney and Kirk Cousins doing his thing, Kirk Cousins being in the zone right now. Um, I have to give a slight edge to the Falcons in this one for sure. But I think that this is going to be a high scoring game.
I agree. And the one reason I'm with you on the Falcons is I'm still not sure how much of the Seattle's defense is coming back. They had a few injuries, and I think that's why they kind of got. But they had a shootout, and they almost. I forgot who they lost. Did they play? Yeah, they played San Fran last Thursday. Um, and yeah, a lot of points. And Kenneth Walker, I have him on my team. Those quick passes, I'm in a PPR, so he had like 9 catches, but only 30 yards. And I'm like,
Oh,
hey, that's 12 points. Each catch is a point for me, so that's what I need because he only rushed for
that's
35,
amazing.
but that's all I need. So
Hmm.
I am hoping, like you, maybe a shootout, get Ken Walker in there more. He's a beast, and I'm glad he's back from his injury. But I'm with you. It's in Atlanta. Seattle defense is injured, so 100% I can see Atlanta winning this.
Hmm.
Next game, Soto, to me, might be the game of the week, game of the time, but definitely maybe the game of the
Ooh,
week. Uh,
ooh, ooh. Yeah, I might actually fucking watch this shit.
yeah,
I have to. I have to. I got NFL Sunday Ticket. I have to watch this
you have
shit.
the and on your fantasy, you got a lot of Detroit players, and you got the Minnesota
Yeah.
defense. Are you keeping
Well,
that?
I'm
Is that
sitting the
it's,
defense.
you're sitting
No,
the
no,
defense?
I'm sitting the Minnesota defense. I'm playing the Rams against the Raiders because again, I don't. This is gonna be a really good test for the Vikings, man. This is gonna be the test, and if Detroit is serious about getting to the Super Bowl, this is the game that Detroit has to win. They have to hand the Vikings their first loss, and just the vibes around the Lions right now. I know you're gonna give your pick, but I've got definitely some opinions on this.
No, and I'm going to be honest. This is the hardest pick, and even a lot of the games, I would say this is the hardest.
This division.
This division, and Detroit's firing all cylinders. We made picks who would make the Super Bowl. I picked Detroit to lose in the Super Bowl, but I picked them to make it on the NFC side. So yeah, I mean they're still riding that. And Minnesota has shocked me. I shocked all of us. We knew their defense
Oh
was
yeah,
good, but just the way their whole team's been playing, and obviously they're only 1 and 2 undefeated teams. Them and the Chiefs, and the Chiefs were. I picked the three-peat. I know we won't get into that. Uh, so I looked at this game, and this is going to be a shoot. I'm glad you're sitting that Minnesota defense because I know they're going to get theirs, but I think overall this is going to be a shootout. This is going to be a high scoring
oh
game.
yeah,
But this is in Minnesota. And I think as much as Detroit wants to prove they belong in this division, the fact that this is in Minnesota and Minnesota has a chance to take a good hold on this division because if they give Detroit a loss, they got a 2-game lead on everyone. And this is not an easy one. This is the hardest pick I had to make because I can see this
it's
going either
tough.
way. It is, and Detroit's been playing outstanding, but it is in Minnesota. I, if they get Aaron Jones back, that'll help their running game a little bit. But I'm going to give the edge to Minnesota in this one. Just if this was in Detroit, I would probably have said Detroit. I'm going to be honest. I think the home teams are going to win both of this in the series. So when the Minnesota goes,
Dude.
yeah. So I am sorry.
Yeah, that's a tough one, man.
I'm just thinking the Minnesota defense, yes, they're going to give up some points, but I think they're going to make more plays on the Detroit offense than what Detroit's defense can do to the Minnesota offense. So again, I would not be surprised if this was like a 38 31 28 game, but it's going to be high scoring. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. This could be a
Yeah,
19-13 game for all that happens.
maybe, but Detroit just has that kind of shine on them right now, like just with their head coach and with everything going on right now, they've got just such great vibes. They're starting to peak. I definitely right now at week what we're going to week 7.
Week 7.
Um, I could see them winning the Super Bowl right now because it's like some teams have that vibe. I know their one loss was against the Buccaneers. I watched that game. Um, but I'm telling you, they're starting to get their kind of roll a little bit. So this is going to be a fantastic fucking game. In my opinion, I think this is going to be Minnesota's first loss.
Ooh, well, we'll see. But yeah, this to me has to be the game of the week. So,
Oh,
uh,
dude, for sure. I mean, there's so much implications for this game as far as like the whole part of like the NFL. So yeah,
as a Bears fan, I'll be honest. If I'm looking at non-subject from more their point of view, I want Detroit to win because that makes them 5-1 and keeps the Bears kind of in it. I don't know. There's just like you have that vibe about Detroit. There's just something about the Minnesota that it's
teams tend
tough.
to lose their first game around week 5, week 6, week 7. Like Minnesota's 5-0. Maybe they go to 6-0, but teams don't tend to go any much longer than that.
No,
So
no. All
they're
right. So
due.
then, speaking about the NFC North, the next game is yours, and it is Green Bay hosting. Another. This is going to be another good game. I mean, I don't. So, but they are hosting the Texans.
Tough.
Yes.
Tough game for me to pick here. 100% tough game. I lean Texans. I just saw the Texans against the Patriots. Um, Green Bay's been tough though. Green Bay's gone through a few weeks without Jordan Love. They've still hung in there with a 4-2 record. They've been sneaky good in a really, really good division. Like, so, I could see them winning, but I have to give the edge to the Texans because I've seen them. They've got a great defense. I love their offense. I love everything they're doing there. Mixon, maybe it's the Patriots defense, but he ran all over the Patriots. He was fantastic. And yeah, I have the Texans, but barely.
This is another tough one. I mean, I agree. This could go either, and it's in Green Bay, but we've been saying it all year. Houston is maybe the one team in the AFC right now that can legitimately beat the Chiefs. Like
No,
I can see them making that
the Ravens.
AFC. Ravens. I don't. Ravens. We'll get to the Ravens in a little bit.
I
Ravens.
believe in the Ravens. I believe in the
I believe in the
Ravens.
Texans more than I believe in the Ravens.
Oh, I don't know
But
about that.
yeah, that Houston D is great. CJ Stroud, obviously, second year is just putting up insane numbers. Mixon is getting healthy again, and sooner or later, Nico Collins will come back on IR. The fact that they're 5-1 and Nico Collins has been on IR for 2 weeks should tell you something. So, but their D is legit.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Hmm.
this is a tough game. It is in Green Bay, but I'm hoping. I'm hoping Houston wins. You know, I'm with you.
Jordan Love has 12 touchdowns. Jesus Christ.
And he's only played in what 4 out of the 6 games, I think, because I think he only sat out 2.
Insane, dude.
Yeah,
That's insane.
but I can't think of all the defenses he played. I don't know if he's played a defense because they played Minnesota. Green Bay played Minnesota already? I
They
can't remember.
lost, but they came. They
Yeah.
almost came back in that game.
Okay. I'm just saying I don't feel like that might be the only real defense that they played so far. So I think the Houston will be a good test for them. Not that,
Hmm.
but we'll see. We'll see. All right, next game is one of mine, and speaking about, I
Wow.
feel the fact. I mean, Tennessee at Buffalo. Um, honestly, Buffalo just added to their wide receivers. They just got Amari Cooper, which makes me a little sad because I have Shakir on my, fantasy, which maybe he gets the second, cornerback, so maybe he actually does better. But I have to keep him in flex. Uh, I, I, I'm sorry, I don't see anything out of Tennessee that is going to say they're even going to compete with this game. So
No.
I'm easily.
No.
This seems like a layup. It's in Buffalo. Cook is back running circles around everyone. So yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, Josh Allen has been near perfect. Yeah,
Yeah.
they had that one bad game, but against
The Bills
Tennessee,
can't beat good teams. They are beating
they
bad
can.
teams,
Yeah,
but they
they.
can't beat good teams. But they're gonna beat this bad team.
Yes, this is a very, very bad team. This seems like a very easy layup, which could be a trap game, but I'm sorry. Tennessee's just horrible up and down.
Uh,
Their
Trap
defense is the
games
only thing
happen
that's
more in
okay. Their
basketball
defense is
than football.
okay, and that's at best.
Hmm.
All right, so the next game,
To the
kind of
Bills. All
mentioned it
right.
earlier, one of your picks, Cincinnati at Cleveland, another kind of sloppy 2-4 and a 1-5 team. And
Burrow's numbers are better than you would think, huh?
oh yeah, oh yeah. It's just because a couple bad games, but they've also had a couple bad losses, which they should have could have won. Jamar Chase has been going off too, but this is your game. I'll let you officially pick this.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I don't like to pick the Bengals, but I have to because the Browns are just trash. I know the Browns are at home. I don't care. This team is just ridiculous, and Deshaun Watson is the head of it. So, 5 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. What are you even doing? Um, yeah, I'm giving it to the Bengals. The Bengals should win this by a couple of touchdowns. I don't see why they wouldn't. Um, so yeah, I have to pick them. This is pretty easy for me to pick this week.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Cleveland is such a dumpster fire, and they just lost Amari Cooper. Um,
Oh
I
my God, yeah, right.
Deshaun White.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I mean, I
lost another
can't,
weapon.
and not just that. Yeah, Watson has just not played anywhere.
He just has Judge Judy.
Oh my God. All right,
Yeah,
so he does, and that's not going to be saying a lot
that's
right
it.
now.
Judge Judy. That's
Oh,
it.
all right, so now the final game. Well, the final game for our parlay and our picks for the 1 p.m.s. We are looking at Miami at Colts.
Oh
Obviously,
God.
Miami still doesn't have Tua. A Chain might, I I look at this. I mean, Miami's just a mess. They're not anything without Tua, which Tyreek
No,
Hill, yeah, and Colts
I
with
can't believe he's
Flacco.
coming back.
Is he officially coming back? Has that been announced? I know
The
that
the
he's
the
trying to get
rumors that
cleared.
like he's trying to get cleared to come back, but
Oh, I
dude,
meant this
he
week. I
does
know he'll be
not
back. So
this week, but like in a couple weeks. But dude, he doesn't take concussions very well, man. It looks like he's gonna die every single time he takes one. So I don't know. They got a real problem at quarterback, man. This team is not a legit team. Even in the AFC East, I can't believe what the Patriots have one win. They have 2.
hmm well, that was before Tua went out. Because Miami
Mm-hmm.
started strong. I, I mean,
They're not
obviously,
going
but
to the Super Bowl.
oh
I
no,
don't think they're going to the Super Bowl
you're
this year.
Miami, you're shocking Miami pick. I mean, unless somehow Tua comes back and they sneak into that seventh spot.
Dude, the people who picked like the top 5 spots in fantasy this year got fucked. You picked Tyreek Hill because you think that that's a good value. He has 1 touchdown this whole year.
Yeah, yeah, because what usually I think it was what CMC, Tyreek Hill, CD Lamb. Those are usually the top three.
Brees Hall,
Brees Hall was around 4 and 5. Brees Hall finally, this past week, got the numbers because they did sat Braylon out. So we'll see how that
it's like
goes.
6 weeks.
I mean, no, correct. I mean, the opening 5 or 6 because I can't remember who kind of went out. Bijan Robinson, I think, was kind of in there too. Uh,
Oh yeah, he's even better though. He
yeah,
had a great game
exactly.
last game.
So but if you're looking at the first 6 weeks or even 5 6 weeks, yeah, I mean the first rounders, especially the first half, has not done well at all. So.
No.
I mean, I mean, if I didn't say, yeah, I'm picking the Colts. I mean, it's an Indy, Miami, kind of like Cleveland right now. It's just a mess. And Indy, I mean, Flacco's Flacco. I mean, even if Anthony Richardson returns, I mean, it might be a closer
Dude,
game,
Joe
but
Flacco is just a fucking quarterback. He just
he's
knows
nice.
how to play quarterback. He knows exactly how to read defense. He is your prototypical plug and play guy. You put him on any fucking team and he just knows how to play quarterback.
He does, and they've been winning. So, I mean, lately. So, all right. So those are our 6 picks. Those are our 6 1 o'clock picks. I threw in a dollar. I actually threw in $1.02. I had a couple pennies left over in there. So
Oh,
when we do
cool.
that, and I used a parlay boost as well. So for a $1.02 parlay, hey, we'll make our money back. I mean,
That's all we
for the
need.
year.
That's all we
Just like,
need. That's
and
all we
and this
need.
is like a smarter week. I kind of agree with all these picks. It's really the tough one might be the Minnesota Detroit one. But that's just
Yeah. I can see the
even if
fucking
I wouldn't
Lions
put
winning that game, dude.
even if I put Detroit there, and even if Green Bay, I mean, it happened. But you know what? I mean, for most, I think all these teams were kind of favored. I think the only one that might not have been was Houston. I think technically Green Bay was favored against Houston, believe it or not.
You might
Houston's
have to do a backup parlay. Just a
no,
fucking backup parlay.
we're
Just to make
we're sticking
sure.
with this. This is what we're doing. We usually do the fun parlays. Um, So before we get into the rest of the games, usually we've done like big kahunas and this and that, but I'm gonna just do the all Soto. We're gonna just pick a game, and I'm gonna give you an over under, and you just tell me your gut, how many, whatever the
Over,
thing.
under.
You'll see.
Okay.
It might
What
be
does that mean
well,
exactly?
no, well, I might take a QB. And I'll give you yardage,
Okay.
and you tell me over if is he going to get over or under. I might give you a
Oh,
receipt. So that's it.
okay. So
That's
it's
it.
like 50-50.
Correct. This is all 50-50.
Okay, I can do that.
All right,
Love
so
that.
you know what? We're going to go through the 6 1 o'clock games we just talked about. You
Okay.
know what? I'll do this. We're going to do the all QB one. You know what? We're not even going to look receivers. I'm going to even let you take
Okay.
a pick. So, first pick, we're going to look at
You
Detroit
just
Lions.
tell me what to do.
No, I am. I'm just telling you. You're going to actually pick it. Detroit Lions and Minnesota Vikings. Do you want to talk Sam Darnold or Jared Goff? Who do you want to kind of bet on here?
Jared Goff.
All right, so Jared Goff's over under is 248 yards. Is he going to get over that or under that?
Under.
All right, so I'm putting that in now. All right, so next, and you can go either, like I said, doesn't mean they're going to win. I'm just going to give you the over under. So now we got Josh Allen, obviously Tennessee and Buffalo. Do you want Josh Allen or Will Levis?
What do you mean?
Just
Like,
pick,
I
just pick a
choose between.
QB, and I'm going to give you the over under what there is. So,
I mean, Josh Allen, clearly.
well, no, because you can still say under for Will Levis. But for example, Josh Allen is at 213 yards. Over or under?
Over.
Yeah, see, Will Levis is at 180. So but that's what I'm
That
saying.
sounds about right.
But that's what I'm saying.
I get you. I get you.
You're gonna get the line. So I'm just letting you. But yeah, my worry about that 213 is this: if Buffalo gets up early and they run the ball, so that's tough. But 213, you're right, is doable. Yeah, I'm just letting you pick the QB. So and it's
Okay,
pretty much
okay,
the even
okay.
line.
All right.
All right, so we're looking at what? Cincy and Cleveland. Do you want Joe Burrow or Deshaun Watson?
Ooh, Deshaun Watson. Let's make it interesting.
Over and under 183 yards. Yeah, see, you get stuff when you do bad QB sometimes. If you remember correct, it's not like
Over under 200, dude.
183. They don't make it easy. I will say this: Joe Burrows is at 253. That's his line. So it's funny that they have a 70-yard difference for their line to be even. This is where like the
Even I
50-50.
mean with
So
Deshaun
this is where
Watson.
Vegas goes for 50-50. So Deshaun Watson, you took it
Fuck, dude. I feel
180.
like it's under. It's under. He lost the mark. Who's
He
he gonna
did.
throw to?
I I have no idea. All right.
Under.
I put in the under. So yeah, we Texans at Green Bay. So do you want CJ Stroud or do you want Jordan Love?
Ooh. Jordan Love.
Jordan Love's over under is at 248.
Oh God, under.
You're going to do under? All right, let me put that in.
Hmm.
All right, so Seattle Falcons. Do you want Kirk Cousins or Geno Smith?
Ooh. Kirk Cousins.
So I'm going to say this before I give you the number. They're actually only 4 yards difference. Kirk Cousins, 267. Over or under?
Under.
Geno Smith is at 263. Like this, I think this might be one of the
This is gonna be a
closest.
shootout, dude.
That's what they're
I
thinking.
told you it's
And
gonna be a fucking shootout.
I just need I need Ken Walker to get those quick, screens because I know he's not going to run a lot. And the
Actually, you know what? No, time out.
Okay.
I'll change fucking this Kirk Cousins to over.
All right, I've now moved the under to the over. All right, so the last 1 o'clock game in the QB, Miami at Colts. You want Anthony Richardson? Why does it have Richardson in there? Is he starting? He must be. Or Tyler Huntley? Oh my God, this.
I mean,
Richardson
Tyler
must.
Huntley, right?
Richardson must
I'll
be
take
starting.
Tyler Huntley.
Tyler Huntley over under 183.
Yeah, dude, under.
Under. So hold on. So let me ask you: do you want to do the seventh? Because even though we didn't do a parlay, would you like to do the seventh 1 o'clock game? Do you want to do all 7 games for the hell of it? Make it a little bit more.
Yeah, why not?
All right. So the game we did not pick, which we're going to talk about right after this, is Philly at the Giants. So do you want Jalen Hurts or do you want Daniel Jones?
Daniel Jones.
Over under 210 yards.
Over.
Okay. All right. So we picked all 7 1 o'clock games in the QBs. I am now putting $1 in there. So Soto, if you're right on your over under for all 7 QBs at the 1 o'clock, and I like to keep them all the same times. It makes it easier. Win us $79.83.
We're just trying to make our money back, right?
Oh, that will make our money back and more. But that is with the odds.
We got all season to do it.
Oh,
we
yeah.
got to do it once. There's no way
We
won't
should
do it
have
once.
honestly we should have done it with the picks. I think again. I mean, it's one game and it happens. That's what parlay says because you miss one. One of these QBs you could say over, and if he misses it by a yard and you hit everything else, it's like you just lost.
Yeah,
but that's
$1.
fine. So
Your
that
dollar.
Yeah, it's just $1. So that's our over under. So yeah, see, it wasn't that hard. I just give you a number. We go. We'll just kept the QBs.
I went my gut. Kirk Cousins is my last minute change, so we'll see.
Yeah, you know what though? I agree. I probably in that game against Seattle, definitely over. Because I don't think they're going to blow out Seattle. I think it is going to be a shootout. So I feel like that's a better pick. But I went with your picks. So we only have 2 parlays going. So for the year, right now we're down 25, but either one of these parlays could win us back. So let's just we're gonna quickly take a look at the rest of the games. And like I said, there is that 7th 1 o'clock game. We just couldn't really do it because I had to keep our games even. But Philly at Giants. Giants have been playing better. What are your thoughts? Who are you picking in this one?
As much as I hate to, the Philly, I have to go with Philly. Saquon Barkley is going to go off in this game. I don't like the Giants. I'll be 100% honest with you. They suck. But I don't like the Eagles either. But I'm going to go with the Eagles. I hate their head coach. I think he's a fucking clown. But I'm going to go with the Eagles.
Yeah, I
Nick
can't.
Sirianni.
I don't know how the Giants have done well the last couple of weeks, but they're doing it.
It's good for fantasy.
Yeah, well, I got the Philly beat. I need them to kick some ass. So, but I'm with you. Division game, Philly. They should.
Slayton, he had 11 receptions. He helped me out last week.
Yeah. Next game. Now we're going to the 4 o'clock games, and one of the first ones is we kind of talked about earlier. Vegas at Rams. The 1 and 4 Rams. I need Cooper. Cooper Kupp might be back. He's been somewhat practicing. I mean,
I've seen him.
Yeah,
Yep.
so it's not official. He's still
Wow,
questionable
the
on my
Rams
bench.
are 1-4, huh?
Rams only 1-4. And,
Damn.
yeah. As of now, Cooper Cup is still technically questionable. Yeah, so that's where it stands. That was today at 2:47. He was out there, but he's still technically questionable. But anyhow, your thoughts on this game? Who do you,
I have the Rams defense going this game, and with good reason. Defenses usually play better at home, and the Raiders are terrible. I don't even know if Gardner Minshew is even starting. It's in Aiden O'Connell.
maybe? Yeah, this is just obviously the season leader. So
This is the Raiders are a terrible team. Fuck Las Vegas. I don't know why there are teams there. Just fuck that whole city. Fuck the fact that they went from Oakland to Las Vegas. It's disgusting.
yeah,
They deserve everything that's happening to them. I just traded for Madison. I don't give a fuck. I think the Rams are a better team, and I think the Rams are going to win.
yeah. Two things. One, Madison now being kind of the back. I don't think Say White's going to take that job from him. I mean, from what you
No.
traded him for, he's going to be like kind of like the
I
Chuba
traded for
Hubbard. Yeah,
Zach Moss.
yeah, I don't blame you. Chase Brown.
Yeah.
Fantasy wise, look for Kyron Williams. I think he's going to have. You mentioned Saquon Barkley. Williams is going to have a game. I think they're just going to run all over him. They'll keep it. But I'm with you. Rams 100% in LA.
hmm
Um,
Yeah.
all right, so another 4 o'clock game we are looking at. It's a surprise to me because I don't have the full list. Carolina at Washington. Um,
Pretty easy for me.
this is a layup. We've talked about Jaden Daniels. I mean, yeah,
I can't believe the Commanders are on the way up like this.
yeah. I mean, they again. I don't
But
know
Jaden Daniels.
what Jaden do. They are doing it, and again, proving my point earlier. He's probably going to get Rookie of the Year over Caleb Williams. I mean, it's still early, but we'll see how they finish out. But
Oh,
both,
it's way early.
yeah,
It's
I
way
know.
early.
Just right now, I would say Jaden Daniels, but again, we're only 6 games in. But yeah, Carolina. Obviously, they had to bench Bryce Young. Andy Dalton's doing what he can. Hubbard's the only one getting any fantasy value on that team. But win wise, yeah, Washington should kill them. Just they
hmm
should murder them.
They should,
They should.
absolutely.
They should. Next game,
Oh, God almighty. The fucking Chiefs.
at San Fran. Is this where Chiefs get their first loss?
Yes. I'm going to say yes. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to say, yeah, the Chiefs are going to lose this game. Fuck the goddamn Chiefs. I'm tired of this shit. We've talked about so many interesting teams and interesting players, and I'm like, and then there's the Chiefs. It's like fucking most boring, uninteresting team in the NFL. I'm fucking tired of the Chiefs. I don't want to talk about the Chiefs. Don't seem that great. All right, I will say this as a qualifier: this has not been the greatest NFL season that I've ever seen. But there's no way the Chiefs are the best team. Like, that would be the saddest end to the season, that the Chiefs end up winning the fucking Super Bowl. Fuck the Chiefs. Come on, 49ers, get your shit together.
Yeah, the only thing I'm worried about their injuries right now. I think Mason,
Yeah.
Nair play. Their receiving core. I know Jennings, the receiving, but yeah, I mean they still got a
Hey,
couple.
Pearsall is coming. Might be playing this weekend. He got shot in the chest.
But that's true. I don't think he's playing this week. But you
I
saw
have him in
Kittle.
my IR. I drafted him.
I know you want him to come in, but you know what? You said earlier, Kate. Undefeated teams. This is around the time that they start losing. And
Yeah.
Chiefs usually aren't the final undefeated team, even when they win. So San Fran's had some close games.
Patrick Mahomes has been dog shit this year. Look at his fucking
And
numbers.
I know that's why it's just weird. And they're undefeated and they're hurt. But you know what? I'm
They're
with you.
bound
I'm
to
not going to say
lose.
fuck the Chiefs, but I just think this is where they're going to take a loss. They're going all the way to San Fran. And San Fran's defense
Yes.
might be able to maintain it. And and I mean,
Maybe.
I have Kittle, so if Kittle goes off, I'm fine. You know what? I had to pick up Smith Schuster too, so I might have to start him, just because a lot of my players are hurt. So I don't even care if this is a shootout.
I think he's hurt too, isn't he?
He's questionable, but he's scheduled to play. Yeah, I think I've been keeping up, so I'm waiting until tomorrow before I have to make any final moves. But we shall see. But no, you know what? This is a revenge game for the Super Bowl. I can see San Fran's defense coming out, but we said it before. I picked the Chiefs to win because I just want to have a sad season. But hell, that will win me some money at the end if they beat Detroit. But yeah, they'll take San Fran. Obviously I'm rooting for San Fran. Get Kittle a lot of touchdowns. That's what I want.
Mm-hmm.
So I think next game that we're looking at is we're going to the Sunday night
Oh
game.
my God. This is actually a good game.
Well,
I think
here's the
about it.
thing. I don't think Justin Fields is starting. I think now And,
which makes no sense to
and
me.
now Devontae Adams is with the Jets. Um, so FYI, I feel like if you have Adams, start him because Aaron Rodgers is going to feed the shit out of him. If you have Brees
Oh,
Hall,
dude,
if you
absolutely.
have Brees Hall, I mean, I know you have to play your studs, as they say, start your studs players, but I'm telling you right now, Brees Hall is not going to have a great game because I think Aaron Rodgers wants to show that he made the right decision, of getting him.
He's on the road though.
He is. I did not say the Jets are going to win. I just said Devontae Adams is going to have a field day on fantasy. Um, if Russell
Maybe.
Wilson is starting, I don't know. I mean, I feel like just the way everything's happening with the Jets organization, this is a game that they usually win that you don't expect. You know what I mean? Like they
Aaron
lose a
Rodgers
lot
is
of
a piece
games,
of
but
shit,
then
dude.
of course, I hate him. He's a douchebag. A lot of things he says, just as a person, and
Hmm.
um, but that
I
being
don't like
said,
him at all.
Jets when they do something stupid, they tend to win the first game and then lose a lot. They're not winning this division. They're
Against the
not going to be
Steelers, though, the
500.
Steelers are a well-coached team.
They
Like
are a
Mike,
well coached team,
they're at home too.
but it's Russell Wilson, and he's the
Ugh.
hard part is he's just so rusty. But this is almost a coin flip, and I'm only saying it because, like I said, I think Rodgers wants to show that Devontae Adams coming is the right choice. So again, he's going to throw the
I hope
ball
Aaron
up.
Rodgers tears his ACL again,
Hey, that'd be fine by me. Hell, I hope Devontae Adams tears his
or
ACL.
tears his
We
Achilles.
don't
As
we
soon as he
don't
walks into the
actually.
field, they're like Aaron Rodgers turns to dust. Fuck this guy.
Um, I could care less. I mean, yeah, I'm just saying won't be surprised if Jets win. But if I had to put money on it, I would still take Pittsburgh, even with Russell Wilson.
I'm taking Pittsburgh
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
You have a brain.
I do.
So
I
do I. The Russell Wilson.
well,
Yeah. Anybody with a brain is good at Pittsburgh. Like fuck the Jets. All their karma is like Cleveland Browns level karma.
they're getting there. They're not
Okay.
that low yet.
But
I
they're
don't.
there almost. Like, I get it. Like, I know what you're
It's
saying,
just because
but
of Aaron
it's
Rodgers. Don't get me wrong.
it's
I'm not a Jets
bad. And
fan.
Aaron Rodgers doesn't deserve to win shit.
No, I agree.
Ben fucking Roethlisberger has more Super Bowl wins than Aaron Rodgers. That's how it should stay.
Eli Manning has more Super Bowl wins than
Oh,
Aaron
thank
Rodgers.
you. I know. I
I know
saw
you
them
know.
both with my own eyes. Thank
Yeah,
you so much for that.
you're welcome. You're welcome. And yeah, so
That
there's
shit
QBs.
burned me. That shit burned me. Even though my team was so good, I will always be burned by the losses. My team was like fucking legendary for 20 years, and I will always remember those two Giants losses.
Yeah. All right, let's get past this game. Let's get past it. There's actually Soto, not one, but two Monday night games coming up this week.
I hate
Uh,
this shit.
I do because I probably will not stay up for either one.
Oh,
But
but
the first game
I
looks
love me some
really
Baker.
good. Yeah, this
Oh,
game
I
looks
love me some
good.
Baker Mayfield.
Both 4-2. Um, Obviously, Derrick Henry has been going off the last couple games. But yeah, look at Baker Mayfield's numbers, the
Dude.
touchdowns. 15. God
Dude.
damn. God
This is like a
damn.
test of like who thinks that they're real, right? Like in this game, it's like we're gonna find out who's really real in this game because the fucking Buccaneers should never lost that game against the Broncos, which still haunts me. And the Ravens have already lost to the Chiefs, but it's like both 4-2 going into it. They're both kind of contenders. Who's gonna come out of this game being like, no, we're the real big boys? And I'm looking for Baker to do it.
I'm with you. I'm actually with you on this one. Though I have Zay Flowers on my fantasy, so I kind of need him to get some numbers for me finally. I mean, he does all right. It's like a boomer bust, but I just feel Tampa. Like you mentioned, like the aura of Detroit. There's just something about Tampa Bay this year. In Baltimore,
I know
I've never
they beat
been on high.
Detroit.
I know Lamar Jackson's great, but every time I'm just like I'm not on high as him as other people are. Like he always loses the big games, but it's in Tampa. Um,
Ooh,
yeah,
it's a good game, dude.
it should be a good game. I'll probably end up.
This is a
I'll probably
really good
watching the
game.
first half before I go to bed, and just hope Zay Flowers gets a score or two, and just hope for a shootout. I don't think
Baker
anything will
Mayfield is like he's fucking balling out.
Mm-hmm.
So
And possible
and
MVP
Lamar
right now.
Jackson's kind of
And they're
15
running now. I mean,
touchdowns, dude.
Look at Henry, 8 TDs. Probably
Dude, he's a beast. He
he's
gets
always,
injured, and you have Justice Hill, and you're eating.
hopefully.
Hmm.
All right, so the last Monday night game, Can't remember who's playing, but it's going to show us in just a second. Not as good as this, but we've got the
No.
Chargers at the Cardinals.
Oh man.
Cardinals have been failing me. Um,
Yeah.
you know what? Because Marvin Harrison Jr. is still questionable, I don't know if he's returning. I have not checked his injury status. Um, oh yeah, and I had to pick up a QB, and I had to pick up Justin Herbert to start for me. I had to stream a QB, so he's my starter this week. I couldn't. I honestly was going to
Yeah.
go Drake May, but someone picked had a higher waiver number than me. So I am going with Herbert. You know, I put my faith in Cardinals a little too much, and I think the Chargers, they can run with Dobbins. Um, yeah, I'm going to take the Chargers here. But do not be surprised if I wouldn't be surprised Cardinals win. But I
Yeah.
think the
I'm
Chargers are
taking the
just going to,
Cardinals at a
yeah,
default.
yeah.
50-50.
I don't blame you. Like I said, it's just a game. I need Herbert to go off. I
Hmm.
don't care if he loses. If he gets me a lot of points, I'm fine. Hey, I got two Monday night players, which is kind of scary. But I like that because I like to see how
I hate that
things.
shit.
I rather have the last points because
Hmm.
when you have no one else to play and you're watching the other player, you're just like, I just rather now,
Mm.
So, and I've gone into Monday night already winning, so then it's just like,
Yeah.
all right, you know what, I'm
That's the
good.
best
So
feeling where you're
I
like,
kind
who
of always want
cares?
the last player for some reason. It's just, it's
Hmm.
oh, but Soto, that'll do it for another week. So yeah, we got a couple
Wow.
parlays in there. We'll see how this goes. I mean, so out of all these games, there was a few good ones, but which one are you looking forward to watching the most, or
Dude,
possibly watching if you can stay awake?
it's gotta be the Vikings and the Lions, man. If you're a fan of this season so far, you just gotta know which one of these two teams is the better team. I'm super excited to see what's up.
Yeah, and the fact that that's a 1 o'clock game, that's good because then I can kind
Oh,
of
that's
watch it.
fantastic.
No, I
Still have my day
actually,
left.
I'm totally agree with you. That's a game I'm gonna obviously being a Bears fan. I'll be intrigued in, but those are two of the top teams in the NFC right now. A couple of the games will be interesting. Obviously, I'll follow, Baltimore, Tampa, but even Casey at San Fran. I'm just hoping that's a.
But like
I,
we're all gonna be watching that Detroit Vikings game, and we're
I
all gonna be asking the same question of being like, okay, who is better in this situation? So I can't wait to see.
Yep. All right, so that should do us for week 7 of the NFL picks,
Week
parlays, and
7.
pizza. Week 7, you were getting close to halfway there.
Damn,
Um,
dude.
but any final thoughts before we end this?
No, it's again, it's fun to watch a football season and watch all the narratives kind of play out because there definitely are narratives. So I can't wait to look back on the season and see exactly how these all played out. But so far, as bad as the football's been, there's been some good shit going on too. So I'm excited to see what happens moving forward.
Same, definitely. And like I said it earlier, and I'll say it again. Let's. I want to see how these rookie QBs do. Like I said, in 5, 10 years time, we're going to be talking about this class as one of the best classes, at least in the
That's a
2000s.
fucking cool prediction.
I can see it, and I know because you guys got Drake May. I know that'll make you happy too. But just the way they're playing, like something's just telling me, like this is going to be a crazy batch of QBs. So,
Hmm.
but anyhow, yeah, we'll do this again next week. I'm not sure we'll do it Thursday or Friday. We'll talk about that because I think my Friday schedule might be a little busy, but we'll talk about that offline. But anyhow, until next time,
Hmm.
let's go watch some football.
Absolutely.